Whew. Do y'all ever take a stroll down memory lane of your own life? The other day I did that. I was watching some old YouTube videos that I had made. For those of you who don't know, a while ago, like many years ago, I was a travel blogger. I had a travel blog called we don't sit on couches.com. It's still up if you want to go look for it. Just Google We Don't Sit on Couches. But whenever I would travel, I would, write these blog posts and I would take pictures and I would take video and I would edit the videos together and I would post the videos on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And so the other day I found myself kind of pulling up some of those old videos and watching them. And I ended up watching quite a few with a friend of mine. And man, I was just so astounded. First of all, I was so excited. Like, I was watching with my friend and I was so excited to show her the next video and the next video and the next video. And as I was watching the videos, I was remembering the experience and kind of narrating to my friend, like, oh, look, watch what's gonna happen next. Because I was remembering as I was watching, and I was I was remembering the experience, but I was also just overall remembering um, my life. I've always wanted to travel ever since I was a little kid, and I don't come from a family of people who were always bopping around the world. That's not what we were doing. Not even bopping around the country, really. But as a child, I always had this desire to see the world. I was so intrigued when I learned a little tidbit of information about another country. I always wanted to like learn more about that place and do more research, and I counted it as a thing to be kind of proud of, that I knew a new thing, that I learned a new thing about a different country. And so at this point in my life to date, I've been to 34 countries, and I consider it quite a blessing, like an immense blessing, that a dream that was in my childlike heart, in my heart as a child, has come to fruition in such a beautiful way, that I've been able to travel, that I've had opportunity, I've sought out opportunity, I've taken opportunities to travel and see the world. Um, but kind of going down memory lane really just made me remember remember the life that you have had. Remember the things that God has allowed you to experience, and to, I don't know, I was just in awe. I was in awe and I was so grateful. But it also made me remember that anything that I'm desiring now, any desire that I have in my heart, first of all, I believe that God puts desires in our hearts. And then he turns around and he gives us those desires. Um, I believe that. And so to recognize that past desires have been my reality reassures me that current desires can be my future reality. And sometimes it's hard to think along those lines, because we can find ourselves in difficult situations. We can find ourselves in hard times, in grief, in difficult financial situations, or in times, we find ourselves in moments where we feel like just nothing is moving, nothing is happening, nothing is progressing, and we feel stuck. And so looking back at those old videos and remembering the things that I've done and the places that I've been and the experiences that I've been able to have just reminded me that no matter what I'm going through now, no matter what you're going through now, there's always something coming. And the desires that God has given you, He intends to bring them to pass. And that's not just some like religious thing. That's the truth. You know what I mean? That's a fact. I think seeing old memories helps me hold on and reminds me that, oh yeah, the things that I want now can actually happen, because the things that I wanted before have happened, you know? Um, It reminds me of I I've spent some time in Santorini, which is one of the Greek islands, and I believe that Santorini is one of the most beautiful places I've seen. The white buildings with the blue domes, sitting up on top of the hill, mountain, whatever. That's not the technical term for it, but it reminds me of being in Santorini. And if you've ever been to Santorini, you know, or if you haven't been to Santorini, you don't know. But there are three ways that you can get up and down Santorini. You can either take a cable car, you can take a donkey or a horse, but mostly donkeys, or you can walk. And there are steps that kind of go up, 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 till you get all the way to the top. And so those are the three ways that you can get up and down. And so this one time I was in Santorini, and the line to the cable car was ridiculous. And I always felt like the donkeys looked really sad that they had to just constantly be carrying people up and down these steps, because the donkeys are in the same steps that you're on. So I was like, I was with my friend, and we were like, let's just walk, let's just take the steps. And so we started down. We started down the steps, and because you're going down, the steps are kind of at a downward angle, so you have to be mindful of that. And as I said before, the donkeys are also on the same steps that you are on, so you got to be mindful of the donkeys. The donkeys take control. When you see a donkey coming, you move, because they're not moving for you. You got to move for them. Um, but I remember at one point I stopped on the steps, and I don't know, we had been walking for I don't even know how long, quite a while. I stopped on the steps and I looked up behind me, and I was like, wow, look how far we've come. Going down the steps and looking down at the destination, I didn't realize until I turned and looked up how far we had come. And I think that's such a beautiful reminder, just a beautiful life reminder. Sometimes you have to turn and look back, or turn and look up and see how far you've come, because we can get so stuck, I guess, on looking ahead of us and looking at the destination and focusing on where we're going, and maybe even lamenting that we still have so far to go, that we have forgotten where we came from. We forgot how far we were. We forgot how high up we were. Um, and so I think it's so valuable to remind ourselves to look back at the things that we've accomplished, the blessings that we've been given, the things that we once said, I cannot wait until, and now we're on the other side of that. To remind ourselves that, wow, that was once a dream, and then it was a reality, and now I'm on the other side of the dream. Um, I count myself blessed that I've been able to live so many dreams. As a dreamer, I've been able to find myself on the other side of something that I once imagined, you know. Recently, earlier this year, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. I summited Uhuru Peak. There's going to be a video about that at some point, maybe soon. I think definitely soon. But it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Such a challenge, such a challenge. But in this case, the opposite was true. Instead of looking back and up, I had to look down. Once I got to the top, I looked down and I was like, oh my gosh, we came all this way. You can't even see the bottom of the mountain from the top, because at that point you're above the clouds. You're in the Arctic zone. So if it's a cloudy day, you're seeing clouds. If it's not a cloudy day, it's clear, but you can, it took 5.5 days to get to the top of the mountain. So you can't see the bottom of the mountain from the top. But as far as the eye can see, and even further, you can say, wow, look how far I came. And it wasn't always easy. It was cold, the air was thin, I couldn't breathe, I had a headache, I was exhausted, all the things. But to be able to look down and see how far I came, again, that's just another beautiful reminder of being on the other side of a dream. another beautiful reminder that the thing that you once dreamt about doing, you have now done and are on the other side of it. And also a beautiful reminder that if you were able to get this far, if you were able to have all of those experiences and get this far, just imagine how much further you can go if you just keep going. If you just keep going and if you just believe, you know, keep going and believe. Man, I'm thankful to have such beautiful memories. I'm thankful to have such beautiful experiences. And again, I'm thankful to have experienced being a dreamer, dreaming, imagine doing a thing, looking at pictures and videos of other people doing a thing, and then finding myself in the midst of the thing, which can be trippy. It can be really surreal. If you have spent years being excited and saying, oh, I'm so excited for the moment when I get to fill in the blank. I cannot wait until I get to fill in the blank. For me, it was like, oh, I can't wait to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I can't wait to hike to Machu Picchu. You know, that was something that I did a while ago. I can't wait to travel the world, to see this country, to go to that country, to see this city, to experience that thing. I can't wait to do those things. And then to find yourself in the middle, you have to remind yourself that, oh wait, I'm not looking at pictures of other people. I'm not watching videos of other people. I'm in the moment. I'm in the picture that someone else is going to look at. I'm in the video that someone else is going to look at. Someone else is going to see my picture or my video and say, oh wow, she did that too. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. That's an amazing thing. And again, it's very surreal because you have to, at least for me, I have had to snap myself to attention and realize, wait. This is the thing that I've been dreaming of. This is the thing that I've been wanting to do for so long. And I'm finally getting to do it. And then to finish it and be on the other side of it and to be able to look back at the pictures and the videos, which is what I did the other day, and reminisce and be reminded of what the experience was. Be reminded of how hard it may have been. Be reminded of who was with you. Be reminded of who encouraged you. Be reminded of it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So that's what I want to leave y'all with today. Like, don't forget to look back and up or look down and see how far you've come and be reminded of where you once were. And this isn't just about amazing dreams coming true. Sometimes you can look back on, I got interrupted. What I was saying is sometimes you look back on situations that weren't great. Sometimes you look back on times in your life where you were going through difficulty. Maybe you were mourning or grieving. Maybe you were having financial difficulty. Maybe you were feeling stuck, as I said earlier. And now you're on the other side of that. And of course, when people are in those kinds of situations, nobody's taking pictures and videos and saying, look at me, look at what I'm doing. But, you know, your memory can be jogged by different things. Your memory can be jogged by maybe seeing other people go through hard times, or maybe someone reminds you of when you were going through a hard time and you can realize, wow, I remember that. And I'm on the other side of that. And thank God I made it to the other side. So I just wanted to encourage you guys today, like, don't be afraid to look back. Don't be afraid to look and see where you've come from. And when you are reminded of where you were and you see where you are now, let it be an encouragement that where you are now is not where you're going to stay. Where you are now is not defining where you're going to go. There's more for you. There is more for you. And let the memory be proof that God can be with you in anything and that he can bring you through anything. Whether it's a mountaintop moment, a literal mountaintop moment, whether it's a dream come true, or whether it's a difficult time that you're now on the other side of, or even a difficult time that you're in the midst of. Be reminded that you can find yourself, that you will one day find yourself on the other side. And let that be a boost to your faith. Let that encourage you. Let that invigorate you. Let that give you some energy. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with y'all today. I will be making a video about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro because that was epic. And I'm still gathering my thoughts. Still gathering my thoughts. If you don't know me, my name is Tryphena Wade. I am an actor, writer, life coach, and a globetrotter. And if you want to see some of those travels, take a look at my page, take a look at my YouTube channel. There are tons of travel videos there. Feel free to comment, feel free to share, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.